Hey, yo, the Johnny Kane Comedy Experience. And tonight, man, gonna keep it real brief. I want to talk about Adderal right off the bat and a little thing I call Madden Hoshit. Okay. Adderal certainly has its drawbacks. There's no question about it. It is an amphetamine prescribed, which lessens the stigma a little bit. But I want to tell you a couple of good pluses and minuses from Adderal as far as, like from where I sit. I actually today was under the influence of my dose of Adderal, and I actually worked on and learned how to pronounce Giannis's last name, Antetokounmpo. Right? Most people know him as Giannis or the Freak. Right? For those who don't know what I'm talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, the dazzling forward center for the Milwaukee Bucks from Greece. The Greek Freak, as they call him. I actually, with the help of Adderal, feel very confident in pronouncing his last name, Antetokounmpo. Could be completely wrong, but it flows right off. Now, also, there are bad effects to have. Right? Like I can remember way back in the day when I first took it, and it was like I had this overwhelming urge to masturbate. Knowing, recognizing, and understanding is half the problem. Now, since I don't take Adderall as frequently as I used to, you would think that, okay, there's just a problem associated with it goes by the wayside. Well, in all actuality, man, if I'm being completely forthright, and I always am here on the Johnny Kane Comedy Experience, we say it in the Boston accent. It's a little homage to our friends from Boston, which we consider the cradle of comedy. All the great comics that come from Boston. You would think that, as I recognized it and certainly lowered the dosage, that the problem associated with Adderall of excess masturbating would be a thing of the past. What's that? No real drop off in the frequency there. It's just I recognize the problem. And as they say, that's half the fun. All right. Madden, the EA Sports video franchise of the great legendary coach and pro football analyst John Madden, who is, on my father's side, my kinfolk. I'm actually related to Madden. He would have no idea who I was if he saw me. I have no special ends with him. I don't get Madden 2025 next year. But, as an aside, it is an interesting note. Madden Hoshit, as I like to call it. Right? Now, first of all, a little bit of background on Madden. If you don't know football, Madden can't teach you football. However, if you know football and were around the game and played it long before Madden ever came out and were a football lifer, as I am, then you can use it as a simulator because it's very similar to the ones that the big-time colleges, high schools, pros use in terms of various outcomes on a play. But I digress. It's for fun. That's the thing, man. That's what Madden's about. It's for fun, right? Well, you have to understand, man, that there are little forces at play, little work forces at play, as Rage Against the Machine say, that are the creators of the thing, right? We've all heard of NFL players or players of other sports disputing their overall ranking. Right, like I remember a tight end from the Redskins was ranked overall a 47, and the guy did like a blog about it. So basically, what you're saying is, I have the intelligence of a rock, and I'm not athletic enough to crap and think at the same time. So it's really become a big part of our culture, pop culture, a great pastime, and a great simulator. And for those who just love football like me, Madden, those guys, man, are smart. Call it devious or whatever if you want. But I think everybody that's played the franchise for a long time knows that there's sometimes in the plays, even if you're in simulation, there's kind of some Hoshit, right, at work. Like certain versions will have where you just get a consistently horrible spot. You know, you got the first down or you scored and it's not a touchdown or it's immediately 4th inches, right? Others have taken care of that, right, depending on what year. Or you get the, where the personal foul face mask is just a huge player. There's some versions that never call it, and then there's versions that always call it, right? You know, and things like the amazing catches and stuff, you know, they're always there, and the Herculean plays and that. But, like, when they take out the Hoshit one year, they know people get it. So, those terrible spots don't happen anymore. These guys are improving things. They're making improvements. You know, or when they work through the sorting situation, whereas when you want to make a trade, which is the fun part of Madden for me, you want to make a trade and you have to go freaking team by team in order to make the trade, right? But in some seasons they have you can go NFL, where it sorts all the players, right? You know, like that one version, you had to go freaking team by team. You couldn't sort by age or any of that to make a trade. And this other version, they put that back in where you could just see who the best in the league or who the youngest in the league at a position was and make the trade that way. And I just see these guys, either way, we're getting them to spend hours in front of the TV, playing the game, utilizing the console, tapping into their marketing information. Right? But, you know, man, stuff like this is just kind of a goof to complain about because it's pretty much excellent considering how many times people, they'll go unnamed at this time, that spike their controllers out of competitive rage and the controller doesn't break, or people get drunk and stagger over their console and it splits open, you snap it back together and it's good to go, you know, for another 8 hours a day if you want to, right? So props to them, man. It's a fantastic product. It's a fantastic product. It's still my favorite out of all the franchises. I'm not a huge gamer. I just like it because it's football and I can, you know, exhaust that kind of, pastime or, you know, thirst for the game that I have. I mean, after all, man, I coach for free. I coach football for free. All right. The South Dallas Vikings, my boys, Brandon Willis, Jamarian Robinson, Brad Warren, the head coach, all those cats over there, man. We got a good team trying to win the oldest league in state, maybe the oldest league in the history of semi-pro, the Texas United Football League, trying to win that title, man. Feel pretty good about it. And I do that out of love, you know, because anybody that's been associated with semi-pro knows there's aspects of it that are just, as my boy Lauren Williams would say, ferocious. Just ferocious. Anyway, Johnny Kane Minute. I got YouTube videos, music, and shit going on in the background because, you know, I'm not downloading anything. I just use the on-demand aspect of it. Something that they have already kind of tapped into and use your marketing information really in exchange for being able to do this for free, which in a way, man, that's cool. Anybody with, you know, half a brain that catches on to it knows what it is they want in terms of branding, certainly when you're my age, and won't be swayed by that. But I digress. Johnny Kane Comedy Hot Minute, live from the Compton section of Uptown, y'all. I just wanted to pop in with my thoughts on Adderal, my thoughts on what I call Madden Hoshit, the video game Madden, EA Sports Hoshit, and how when they take it out, people think they're making improvements, and then they put it back in. Now, again, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to step aside now, and I may or I may not either masturbate or play Madden. I'm not sure at this point. It's just good to know that's not always an option. Y'all be safe in these streets, man. And remember, it's a fucking goof, y'all. It's a goof.